Alright, bye-bye icon. Let's try the Comfort Grip. Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and Olsa Tools up in Canada just released some heat shrink handle covers. I'm going to try it out on a couple of different sizes of things and some different use tools. They come in 4 colors. They come in what they're calling a green, a blue, a red, and a black. They sell for about $7.87 for a pack, and each pack has 4 different sizes, as you can see here. The ratio of shrink on these is 2 to 1. And that's pretty common. When you get heat shrink stuff, you'll see there's a ratio 2 to 1. That means it'll shrink to half its size. There are 4 to 1s. I think there's 6 to 1s, maybe even 8 to 1s. I don't know. Hard to find stuff. Most of it's 2 to 1. And I do buy these in small packs, so I've got quite a few little ones, but the colors are often pretty boring. In fact, I bought a color set. You had to buy a bunch of them. And what did I get? I got kind of a little small blue, red, white, and black. I also bought heat shrink tape to try out. I haven't had good luck with that yet. Maybe a video's coming, but let's go ahead and try these. So what I've got are 4 different tools. I've got a brake tool here that's square. I'm going to see if I can slide it over. What do we have? New Britain, made in USA. I have a Red Devil scraper. I'm going to put a handle on this. This is a carbide scraper. And this guy, again, made in USA. It's a little slippery there. What do I have here? I've got a Ender's beat up old chisel. I need to work on that. Can't tell which end. I think this is the sharp end, right? And then I'm going to try something I've wondered about. On a lot of ratchets or a lot of tools that they put kind of a soft rubber handle on, the handle can get chewed up, but it also can stay pretty dirty. So I was thinking about trying to put a cover over it and see if I can retain the properties of that nice Comfort Grip handle, but with something that is a little bit more maybe durable on the outside. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to use my Milwaukee heat gun to put these on. You can, if you're real careful, probably use you know, some kind of a torch gun. There it is. But let's see what happens. Let's go ahead and start. I'll do something simple with this this one. What color? How about black? So at 2 to 1, what you're going to want is probably the smallest that you can easily fit on it. And you can try both ways, because you notice this does not fit over this mushroomed head very easily. A little harder to get on right there, but it does fit on this one. How long should I make this? Let's see. I'm not going to use the whole thing. Maybe about right there. So I'll use about 3/4 of it. And snip that off. And let's slide that on and try it out. That looked good somewhere in there. Alright, let's take a closer look. Can move it just a hair. I might crank it a little more with the heat, but on my own time. So that's a win right there. Let's try it on this. Now this, what I've got here is a challenge. This is the one I've got to use, is this size red. However, if you look, if I get out here and I'm kind of guessing, is that going to be a 2 to 1? Or am I going to have a little bit of looseness there? And also this tapers down before it starts rising again, and there's a hanging hole. So I want the hanging hole exposed. I'm going to cover up the name. I don't have any trouble, I think, with the 2 to 1 on this part, but I will out here. So what I'm going to do is see about where I think that 2 to 1 ends. Probably somewhere about there, maybe. What do you think? See if it goes small enough. Maybe back off. Maybe I'll just put it right over that edge there. So it's from there to, I can feel that little hole here. So what I'm going to do is make a tiny mark where that hole is. Right here. Right there's the mark. And now that's where the hole is, so if I cut it just under that, that'll be about right. Let's go ahead and try that. There we go. I have to play with that. Okay, so let's slide that on. Right to under the hole, and go ahead and hit that one now. Alrighty. Nice. Didn't do a great job on the cut, but that's on there nice and snug. No gap. Well done. Alright, let's try the next one. Get it over this little square shaft here. Would be a good color. I might go black again on this guy. Or maybe I'll liven it up. A little bit of green. I'm not going to do too much. So how much do I want to cover? I just more want to signal it, so I'm just going to go with that right there. So here it is. We'll slide it on. I noticed it goes on this less of an angle one a lot easier. That one I was having trouble getting it around, but in a shorter. Is that about right? Close enough? Let's hit it. Alrighty, there we are. Good enough. Marked my tool and gave me a little bit of purchase. Not as slippery. Win there. Alright, now let's try this guy. So, what color should we do? Blue? Red? Maybe red? Stay with the icon theme. That's not gonna fit there. That one would. Okay, so I already cut up that one, so I'm going to go with blue. That one's too snug. Go to the next size up. Alright, now, so if I take it right to the edge, what if I leave a little bit out? There's a little mark there. Maybe that's what that mark is for, is that's where you line up your heat shrink. All the way to the end, what does it look like on this side? There's another mark. So I can just lay this from here to here and give it a cut. I'm holding these in the right orientation now. Look at that. There we go. Super smooth. Okay. And how close is that? When it shrinks down, there's one mark, there's the other. Good enough. Alright, bye-bye icon. Let's try the Comfort grip. Wow. You know, I like this much better. Pretty cool. So, there you go. Long video, inexpensive item, about $7, a little under $8 for a set of 4 of these in one of the 4 colors. Put a link below. Pretty sweet. And with that, Doc out.